I'm Sharon Betters, and you are listening to the Daily Treasure podcast produced by Mark Inc. Ministries. And it is such a privilege to know that women from all over are joining us every day, just sharing for a few minutes what God's Word has to say, often about the mundane moments of our lives and how He makes them into majestic investments in the lives of others. And so today, our devotional is called Do You Have Grammy? And today's treasure is from Luke chapter 12, verses 6 through 7. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? And not one of them is forgotten before God. Why, even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, you are of more value than many sparrows. Do you have Grammy? Asked our granddaughter as she poked her head into the van and looked around. Our family of 21 was piled into several cars to head to downtown Disney, and everyone in my car laughed out loud at 11-year-old Katie's question. But Katie's serious and obvious concern started me thinking about how our grands might view us as old and needing oversight. The next day, we experienced every parent's nightmare when one of our 6-year-old twinnies melted into the Disney crowds and was missing for an eternity. Well, at least 5 minutes. Some of the cousins cried tears of relief along with the adults when we saw her walking toward her mommy. After that terrifying experience, not one of the 13 cousins objected when their parents demanded they stay close and connected to at least one adult. For the next few days, all of us counted heads. During one of those counting moments, 9-year-old Molly seriously remarked, "I'm keeping my eye on Grammy." I am passionate about legacy and passing on a biblical view to our children and grandchildren. So I know our grands are watching us, but watching out for us? Molly's comment started me thinking again about how I viewed my grandparents at this age. From my childhood and teen seasons of life, they looked old. I don't mind if our grands see me as old. When I complain to Katie about all my old age aches and pains, she consistently exhorts me, "Grammy, you're not old." But well, her little brother CJ got my attention as we gobbled down some fast food when he exclaimed with wonder, "I'm spending the day with an old person." My reply, "CJ, who are you talking about?" CJ said, "Well, how old are you, Grammy?" And I responded, 64. And CJ said, "Well, I'm 5. His accompanying facial expression clearly communicated, "Enough said." Okay, so to some of my grands, I'm old. But did I really need someone to keep an eye on me? Well, maybe on some days. Back to being watched over by our grandchildren. As Chuck and I walked into Hollywood Studios with 3 of them, Molly pointed out the sorcerer's hat and said, "Mommy and Daddy told us that we get separated from them to come to the sorcerer's hat and they would find us." I smiled and asked, "Are you telling me that so that if you get lost, I'll know where to find you? Or are you worried about me getting lost?" Molly smiled mischievously and replied, "Just saying." I'm thinking that our grands are not just watching us live life, they are now watching out for us. And I like it. But there might come a day when my world grows much smaller and I feel alone and forgotten. Aging and every ache in my body remind me I don't belong here. I'm on my way home. As my hair and even skin grows thinner, I remember God's view of graying heads. Proverbs 16:21. Gray hair is a crown of splendor. It is attained by a righteous life. And Proverbs 20:29. The glory of young men is their strength. Gray hair, the splendor of the old. And His word reminds me there is one who is always watching over His beloved child, as we read in Luke 12, verses 6 through 7. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? And not one of them is forgotten before God. Why, even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, you are of more value than many sparrows. Oh, friends, may the promise of His presence encourage you today. Hey friends, as we walk along this pathway of life and we journey toward heaven, we are actually walking with each other toward heaven, helping each other walk by faith. And I hope that you can see that the Daily Treasure podcast and devotional is designed to do just that. We would love to hear from you as we start this new year. Leave a comment. You can leave a comment that tells us how God is using this devotional to help you walk by faith. You can leave a prayer request, or you can leave a suggestion for how we can better meet the needs of those who are longing to know Jesus better. And when you do, we are going to put you in a drawing. And this month, we are giving away 2 copies of the Treasures of Encouragement Planner, 1 copy for you and 1 for a friend. What better time to get a planner than January? So we will be in touch with the winners at the end of the month. But make sure you go to helpandhopenow.org. That's helpandhopenow.org, where you can leave a comment, leave a prayer request, leave a suggestion. We would love to connect with you. I'm Sharon Betters. Thanks so much for joining us, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow.